In a world obsessed with showing off, the most grounded people are often the ones you see the least. They don't post, they don't chase approval, and somehow, they possess more peace, clarity, and power than anyone else. If you think their silence is a sign of insecurity, you need to think again. Those who stay off the feed are usually the most self-assured. They aren't afraid of being seen, they've simply outgrown the need to be seen. And there are a few distinct reasons why. Number 1. They don't need validation. These are the people who feel no urge to narrate their lives for an audience. They don't wear their daily existence on their feed for public consumption. They don't market every milestone, not out of shame, but because they are anchored in their own reality, not the algorithm. Their growth is sacred to them. It's private. It isn't staged. They validate themselves in quiet moments, not through likes or views. They aren't here for the applause. They're here for the experience. They like who they are, so they don't need strangers to confirm it. You have to understand, true confidence doesn't beg for attention. It walks into a room quietly, and yet, everyone notices. Number 2. These people trade attention for peace. In a culture that confuses exposure with connection, these individuals intentionally opt out. They know that the most precious parts of life don't need to be broadcast, and they refuse to turn their joy into content for recognition. They protect their peace with the same ferocity that others protect their image. They know the heavy cost of constant visibility. To them, being unseen is a form of power. They don't want to be accessible to everyone, only to those who truly matter. Number 3. They aren't missing out, they are mastering. Silence is often mistaken for absence, but for these people, silence is where the real work happens. They're creating their art. They're building their businesses. They're recentering their spirits. They focus on who they are becoming rather than who they appear to be. They aren't off the grid, they're just on their own path. They aren't checking in with strangers, they're checking in with themselves. Far from falling behind, they are leagues ahead because they are doing while everyone else is posting. They don't need to update the world because they are too busy living in it. Mastery requires undivided attention. And number 4, they are lone wolves by choice. They aren't antisocial, they are just energetically discerning. They aren't withdrawn, they are wise. They know exactly what happens when you give too many people access to your nervous system. So, they decide to lead themselves. They move in silence. They share selectively. They speak only when it adds value, not just to add noise. This privacy is a boundary they hold sacred. It's what makes their presence so potent on the rare occasions they do decide to show up. Lone wolves don't chase the pack. They build their own path. Ultimately, you don't need to be loud to be powerful. You don't need to be public to be growing. And you certainly don't need to be seen to be significant in this world. So, dare to disappear and become somebody great.